오히려 말하는 거 고질하던 그 암 바꿔줄래 온갖 비슷비슷한 내 지독하게 자랑하고 싶
Hi guys and welcome to this video. If you've been subscribed for a while you probably know that EPEX are some of my favorite groups in K-pop. I really love them music-wise but I also watch their reality shows and content. There have been some controversies about this group's concept since their debut, so I wanted to explain to everyone what exactly is going on with them to avoid further misunderstandings. The actual reason why I'm making this video is because yesterday I saw a viral TikTok saying that EPEX is extremely problematic because of their concept, and the comments were all suggesting not to stan them. That video kinda made me mad because it was a vague statement with no proof nor contest, and it was actively encouraging K-pop stans not to support a group, all without any solid source/proof. A lot of K-pop stans could be new to this group, or very influenceable, or too lazy to look for context, so after watching that TikTok I imagined they would immediately avoid EPEX and label them as problematic, for no valid reason. The fact EPEX might be set up because of this misinformation/lack of context is really bothering me. So yeah, I'm making this video so you guys can have all the information you need in this video, and then you can form your own opinion about EPEX. I will be addressing the scandals about EPEX in the most unbiased manner possible, and I'll explain to you guys every detail with proof. As usual you will be able to find every source and link in my description. I'll try to be as clear as possible, so feel free to comment if you didn't understand some things that I've mentioned. I will also share some personal takes because this is my own channel LOL and I think it's important for me to state my point of view. Of course you guys are free to disagree but please be respectful when commenting your own opinions. One last thing before starting, I just wanted to say that I am a very honest and realistic person. If an artist or agency makes mistakes I will hold them accountable for their actions and I will not defend them or trust them with my life. So please mind that this video has not the intention to defend anyone. I'm just showing you guys what happened and the context of said things and I'll share my own takes on these situations. Trigger warnings. This video will touch on sensitive topics such as suicide, mental illnesses, depression, anxiety, violence, and the show. Sorry for the long intro. Now we can get into the They debuted with a mental illness concept and it's morally wrong is a very frequent quote used by people who dislike EPEX. I will explain the concept of their debut album, which is called Bipolar PT1 Prelude of Anxiety. As you could read from the title, Bipolar PT1 Prelude of Anxiety, this album is about teenagers' struggles and their deteriorating mental health. I think that the best way to explain the concept of their debut album is taking a look into the debut trailers. I think it will be enough information for you guys to understand what the concept actually is about. There are 4 debut trailers which were released before the album and MV. In these trailers we could see the members feeling heavily burdened about their own worries. There are also different monologues/narrations going on where they describe how they feel, how they want to escape and how everyone's struggles are different. These videos are very well done so I suggest checking them out, but I will still explain them for everyone who hasn't watched them. In the first debut trailer we can see Dong Hyun and Baekseung. Dong Hyun is very worried about his hokey performances because his team is losing. Baekseung is burdened by the fact that no one cares about important things. He's standing in front of some garbage so I suppose he's talking about the environment. There's also a time bomb which probably means that they can't take it anymore and that they will soon have a breakdown. For Dong Hyun we see the word pressure. For Baekseung we see a lot of words such as fear, anxiety, conscious, enemy and the sentence the consequences of every act are included in the act itself. In the second debut trailer we see Amin and Jeff also feeling frustrated. Amin is seen wearing a straitjacket, which could represent an internal conflict, how he can't move and decide on his own because society and school make the rules for him to follow. For him we see the word depression. Jeff is also in the dump site and he picks up a hockey helmet and a broken compass. For him we see the word fear, which is probably a fear about his future. Mind that the members are just acting a role in these trailers, so these events are happening only in their storyline and not in reality. Many K-pop groups have storylines where they act some roles that don't represent the members personally. If you want to know more about EPEX's debut concept I suggest watching their debut MV, Lockdown, and read the lyrics of the title and of the B-sides. I would love to explain everything about their lore but I'm afraid I'll get carried away and go off topic LMAO. Anyway, now that I've described the debut trailers I think you guys understood EPEX's concept and lore better and you can have a clearer idea about what we're talking about. I will now say my own opinion about the controversy about their concept being only mental illness centered, but remember that our opinion can be different and that's okay, just please be open to new points of view since it's a delicate topic. I think their concept is not 100% about mental illness, but it's rather a story about 8 boys who are struggling with their own problems, who are growing and constantly facing new struggles. It's not fair to reduce the complexity of their storyline and their lyrics just as a mental illness concept since it's something quite deeper than that. The debut trailers, for example, are such great and well-done videos and they conveyed the message brilliantly. They described some totally normal feelings and conditions that affect many young people. I'm aware that they used very strong words such as depression and anxiety, but it's what their characters are feeling right now, and it almost seems like we're watching a short movie about teen girls' struggles. Also, there's nothing wrong with using these words since it simply means their characters suffer from those mental illnesses. The fact their characters are mentally ill isn't something problematic to me. Why would it be? They are playing a role. It's like reading a book about someone who has an illness, or watching a movie about an ill person and so on. I don't understand why people are so mad about this because they are simply bringing more awareness to young people's mental health, which is too often overlooked. They are not romanticizing mental illnesses at all. I don't see why people keep insisting that they romanticize being mentally ill because all I see is genuine interpretations and the members taking their roles in a serious way. Romanticizing means describing something in an unrealistic way, making it seem more appealing than it really is, and I don't really think EPEX are trying to make mental illnesses look appealing at all. They are simply talking about a very serious matter that, in my opinion, needs to be talked about more since it's very hard to speak about these things. Mental health is a very sensitive topic and everyone has a different approach when talking about it. What's so wrong about bringing awareness about teenagers' struggles? I'd also like to add that many other groups have talked about mental health struggles, BTS, Stray Kids, Text, Just Be and many more, and I really respect them for this, since it's a very important topic that needs more attention. But people have been only focused on EPEX for some reason. Why is it bad if EPEX does it, but it's good if other groups do the same exact thing? Why is it important and comforting when other groups do it, but it's romanticizing and wrong when EPEX does it? Why is everyone being such a hypocrite all of a sudden? Of course their concept is not meant to be loved by everyone. People have different tastes and it's okay. It's totally normal if some people disliked EPEX's interpretation, but I think that saying they are romanticizing mental illnesses is a little too far and probably taken out of context. People saying that EPEX are romanticizing mental illnesses are probably people who never bothered to watch their MVs or read their lyrics, so I suggest looking into them before assuming the worst about their music. Also, let's remember that cinematography is an art. It's about different interpretations and points of view. EPEX are showing a different side of being mentally ill. They're showing teenagers being very frustrated, confused, and vulnerable with their feelings. I honestly think their concept is a breath of fresh air since I could relate to a lot of their lyrics and music, and I really appreciated their efforts. I personally felt very understood listening to their music and I found comfort in some of their songs. Of course, as I said, it's totally okay to dislike their storyline, lore, cinematography, lyrics etc., but can we not reduce their concept to something wrong and sickly portrayed? Can we appreciate this rookie group who's trying to share a piece of their story? Because, in case you didn't know, the members participated in some lyric making by sharing their worries. I just personally think they did a very good job, and that they are not romanticizing anything because there's literally nothing about mental illnesses that's being showcased in a good or romanticized way. It's honestly pretty comforting to see a K-pop group portraying some feeling that many people aren't ready to say out loud. It's also admirable to debut with this storyline. It means they were ready to face criticism but still decided to bring awareness to social issues. Also, some people were mad because the debut album is called Bipolar PT1 Prelude of Anxiety, because according to them it's treating anxiety and bipolarity as a concept and not as something serious. I also disagree with this vision because, as I already said, they are just bringing awareness to various topics. Also, I kinda see the title as a trigger warning, as if they wanted to tell us, hey, this album is about some mental illnesses and our songs will be discussing sensitive topics. It all depends on how you see it. I just personally don't see any romanticization whatsoever in their debut album. Now that I've talked about their debut concept controversy and shared my opinion, I also wanted to talk about the song Cyanide, which is a beat. Cyanide is a song that faced a lot of controversy, and now I'll explain why. This song has been banned by broadcasting shows because the lyrics romanticize abuse and / or suicide. This means that EPEX are not allowed to perform this song on TV because it apparently romanticizes abuse and suicide. I couldn't find an official English translation of the song, so I'm obligated to use other sources to show you guys the translated lyrics. There are many interpretations of this song. Some people agree that it's about romanticizing death and suicide, but I wanted to share an interpretation that I believe is more suitable. In the lyrics they mention the Werther effect. The definition of this effect is the mimicry of suicide after a highly publicized suicide. So it's basically an actual event, something proved, that exists and affects many people. When a suicide is heavily showed and publicized on media, it can make other people desire to mimic that action. Now that we know what the song is about, we can comprehend that it's definitely not about romanticizing suicide. This song is about the Werther effect, since they literally mentioned it, and saying that it's romanticizing suicide is a very superficial vision of the song made by people who probably didn't look too deep into the lyrics. I personally think it's a very bold move, but I really appreciate their courage in speaking about such complex effects. Very quick rant, but I believe that EPEX are such a misunderstood group. Maybe they're targeted because they are a small group, because I'm pretty sure that people wouldn't have hated their concept so much if they were under a popular label. I'm 99% positive that if they debuted under Big 3, people would be appreciating and praising all their work. Back to Cyanide, I understand why it's banned by broadcasting shows, since sensitive topics are rarely well accepted. I just don't like how the motivation of the ban was worded. They could have said it's a song about a triggering topic, so it's not suitable for TV, instead of spreading a misinterpretation. I can see why this song can be disturbing for some people, but let's not twist its actual meaning. Also, to everyone insisting that their lyrics are just about romanticizing mental illnesses, I wanted to say that the members took part in the process of lyrics making because they shared some of their experiences with the writers. By this I mean that the members did not write the lyrics, but they shared their struggles with the writers, and these struggles were taken in consideration for. I don't want to force my opinion on everyone, but the lyrics contain actual problems, actual struggles shared by the members. I don't really see anything wrong, and I don't understand the big controversy. I believe that this became such a big issue for EPEX only because the fandom is very small, the English translations are hard to find, so people jumped into conclusions without clear evidence, and eventually other people who knew even less just hopped on the hate train. Moving forward, I've talked about some controversies about the concept and lyrics. Now I want to address the biggest problem, their song called Anthem of Teen Spirit. This is a very delicate topic, so I'm asking y'all to be understanding about my grammar and wording, since English is not my first language. After their debut lockdown, EPEX had some peace with their comeback due for me because it was a cute concept with no controversies, and it was a quite popular and loved song. Then they had another comeback with Anthem of Teen Spirit, and man, it got really bad. Basically, this song should be about social injustices and how they are trapped/stuck, but they want to be free. The problem is that the original lyrics are very disrespectful, since they mention the Crystal Night, which is a deeply sad event in history where the Nazis attacked innocent Jewish people and destroyed their houses, shops, and belongings. It's called Crystal Night because of the huge amount of broken glass caused by the violence of the Nazis. Back to the song, they used these words in the lyrics, and it's deeply disrespectful and unforgivable. I don't understand how a whole team of writers, producers, managers, and everyone who contributed in the making of the album didn't notice that it was wrong and disgusting to mention such a devastating event. What makes it worse is that in the MV the members were wearing some uniforms which really resembled the Nazi uniforms. I don't know if it's a coincidence, since a lot of K-pop groups use uniforms in their comebacks, or if it's something sickly planned. Another disturbing thing is that the original writer of the song said that he didn't write Crystal Night, so the agency decided to change the lyrics for some reason. Now that I explained how problematic this era was, I also want to say that the agency was very quick to make a statement, apologize, and change the lyrics from Crystal Night to Crystal Light. Some K-pop stans know about the controversy, but not everyone knows about the apology and the lyrics being changed, so I think it's fair to mention these things. Now that I've described what happened, I'll give my own take about this song, MV, and era. First of all, I think it's so wrong to reference the show in a song about not having freedom. It's just so disrespectful, and I have no words for that. I also believe that it's the agency's fault for not seeing an issue with the lyrics at first, but only noticing the problem after being called out. I've seen many people saying that the members have some fault because they sang and performed the song, and I low-key disagree with that. Realistically speaking, I don't think the members had anything to do with the song, since this era they didn't participate in the lyric making at all. Also, I don't think a rookie group can have much to say about the song they were given. Yes, it's frustrating that the members sang the song, but I don't think they had any other choice. We all know how much of a toxic industry K-pop is, so I can't really imagine how EPEX members could have been able to avoid all this. They realistically cannot refuse to sing the song because they are under a contract with strict rules. Also, their agency has never been permissive. CIX members, EPEX's seniors, still rarely take part in the writing of their songs, even though BX used to write his raps all the time in Mix 9, if I don't remember wrong. Also, CIX, from what I know, have never taken part in anything related to the MV, which makes it even less possible for EPEX to do so, since EPEX are still rookies. Even senior groups can't freely decide on some things about their comebacks, let alone an underrated rookie group under an agency with a suspicious past and overall a bad management history. So yeah, I'm glad the agency changed the lyrics, but it doesn't excuse their mistake and it's unforgivable, to be honest, but I personally wouldn't give the fault to the member. Anyway, this is all I had to say about EPEX's complicated career. This video was such a roller coaster, LMAO. I hope I didn't miss any detail and that I explained the situation clearly enough. If you have some questions or doubts, don't hesitate to ask. Friendly reminder that EPEX is having a comeback on the 26th of October, and from the teasers it seems like it's going to be a cute concept. Please stay tuned and check out the song when it comes out. I'm really looking forward to it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Feel free to comment about your own takes, in a respectful way. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
My baby says she wanna dance with the ghost. She wants to leave me, 말을 해줘, 맘에